What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to the Nerd Castle. Today in the world of indie games, we're going to be checking out Bad North. It's been a couple of years since we swung through this one, but it's had some updates along the way, so I figured we'd check it out. If you don't know what this game is, it's effectively the distillate of a strategy game. And what I mean by that is it's very, very clear that this game was developed from the ground up to kind of very much streamline and smooth out and make a tactical strategy experience that is satisfying and positional based, while at the same time not getting bogged down in minutia and number crunchy nastiness. And so really it's a very simple strategy game that's easy to pick up, easy to learn, but at the same time there is some depth there, and you kind of have to think about the way that you want to interact with the game. The rough premise of the game is that you are, I guess, Anglo-Saxon defenders. I don't know if you're from England or where you're from, but Vikings are coming and you've got to hold them off, and you do kind of these procedurally generated islands as you bounce from one to one defending your territory. However, you've got to outrun a fleet kind of FTL style that is behind you, and so if you get bogged down too much, you will lose the game. Today we're going to spend about 25-35 minutes with the game and see if it's something you wanted to add to your wish list or otherwise pass on. If after watching this video you wanted to get the game for yourself, you can look down below in the description and check that on out. On top of that, you can also find a link to my Discord and my Twitch stream where you're more than welcome to join me live, ask me any questions you might have about the games that I've been playing on the channel, or hang out because there's a big chance that usually I play the stuff on stream that I've recently uploaded, just so people can get a more in-depth look uncut for like 3 or 4 hours, just in case the video wasn't enough. Let's go ahead and play. Wow, I've got a lot of campaigns running right now. All right, well, let's go ahead and dive on in. We get to pick between our commanders here. We've got it on normal difficulty. You can choose to restart if you want. That's one of those things that they've added for accessibility. The game is meant to be played like a roguelike. But if you find that you want to redo a level, you can enable that option right there if you feel like you took too many losses or had too many problems. It looks like we've got Hannick, and it looks like we've got Burgett. Okay, you can also check out, you can like randomly generate these guys too, I think. Yeah, absolutely. You can make them look a little bit differently if you want. This guy looks a little bit snide and a little bit angry, so I'm going to go with him. And this guy has a super awesome pot on his head, so I'll go ahead and give him the pot on his head. They don't start out with any items. This person has sure-footed. I don't know exactly what that means. I'm going to have to dive in and take a look at his character card before we go too much further in order to figure out what that does. But here we are. We have our first island. You can rotate by just kind of holding down right-click. The enemy is going to invade. We've got like that looks like the nut tree, dude. I grew up in a place called Vacaville, California, and there's kind of like this strip mall over there that used to be like this little tiny amusement park back when family-owned amusement parks existed in the 80s, and that's like almost exactly their logo that they would have on there. Here comes our first little squad of Vikings. They seem to have a problem with beans on toast for breakfast, and so we're going to let them have it. That's the entire crux of this entire conflict, is that we believe it's okay to have beans on toast for breakfast. They don't believe it, and they keep trying to shout things back like, you know, Staegt Flaesk is the best and whatnot, but we're not having it. Beans for breakfast is the best. You can't defeat us. Like, we just got to hold the line here. I'm going to put them over here, put them over here. Yeah, it looks like we've just about got the trajectory right. We'll fight them as they land on shore, and we will spill their blood to feed the bean plants that allow us to put beans on toast for breakfast. They are going to try to run past us a lot of the time. The goal here is to defend these buildings. For every building that you defend and you keep alive, you get a stipend. That stipend can be spent on upgrading your units. They have various classes, and they will upgrade along like tracks. And so they do get better as you upgrade them. So we've won Alro. Now we have to move out to Fair Isle. It looks like over here we've got another commander that we can rescue, so I'm going to do my best to do that, but I am going to try to kind of like stack some ducats along the way as well. Your units, they can only deploy once per day or per turn or whatever you want to call it, and so you do need to kind of carefully plan the way that this is going to go. I don't think that's accessible back there. We will go ahead and deploy. There we go. All of our units have been deployed. They do have a lot of beachhead over here that they can land on. I don't love that. That means that they can split our forces in 2 separate areas and push us really, really hard. That worries me, and I don't like it very much. Actually, oh, it looks like we can walk along that little berm, right? I guess there's a little beach right here. We'll land right here. They're going to land somewhere in the middle, and I don't want them to scatter in either direction. We have swordsmen right now. The swordsman's special ability is that they can fight while moving. That tends to be what they excel at. We are going to have to rapidly redeploy after this fight, though, so there we go. We'll rapidly redeploy you guys over to there, deploy you guys over to there. This is a game where there's going to be a lot of movement and a lot of hot drops and a lot of making sure that they don't sneak in around the margins. However, with the money that we earn from this conflict right here, we should be able to earn some cash. How we looking over here? Let's scoot them over by 1 tile real fast, and we'll try to keep an eye on the enemy. Make sure we don't run into any major problems. I've got a feeling they're going to try to split to the right here and burn down this little, like, I don't know. I don't know if that's just like the shack. You know how, like, some people have, like, a shed in their backyard where they keep the lawnmower? And they keep, like, you know, the various poisons and the various things to fertilize the lawn. I assume that's what that's for, because our lawn looks pretty good. It's obviously got some watering problems up here. A little bit of yellowing going on. Could probably, either it's got too much water or too little water up here. But, like, either way, we got to defend our sundries so that we can have a properly mowed lawn, all right? Otherwise, the Vikings won't respect us. We got another $5 right there. That should be enough for us to upgrade something. So these little lines right here denote where the track is going to advance to when we pass our turn, in case you were wondering. It's going to go up to here on the next turn. I do think we have time to make the money over here and then also grab the commander on this side. We may have time to grab Unched or Swoon Scary and then go after Skavoy. There's an item right here. There are items that you can equip on your commanders that will give them various abilities and increase their efficacy in combat. For right now, let's go ahead and level up Burgett. I'd like to have some guys with shields, and so that's going to be my first purchase. And as you can see from the portrait, now all the little guys in the background have shields. This game has loads of wonderful little details like that. These guys do have abilities. We've got jump down right here. This will allow us to jump off of a cliff down onto enemies to deal a bunch of damage and wipe out a whole bunch of them. But for right now, getting shields so that when the enemy has archers, we can defend ourselves and neutralize that advantage, I think is one of the most important things you can do in the early game, just in my experience. Let's go ahead and go to the next turn, and we are going to go to Bumble. Okay, so with our 2 commanders, we're not going to waste any time. We're just going to deploy. We do have a lower laying house that we have to defend. I like it better when all the houses you have to defend are up top, because then you can just leave your units on this spot, these little choke points, and they can just murder everything as it comes ashore. Unfortunately, you don't get lucky like that all the time. Sometimes the procedural topography is not in your favor and forces you to sally out from your defensible position in order to make sure, like, these little outlying houses survive. All right, come ashore, you little bastards, so that we might do honorable or less than honorable combat. Honestly, before we deployed, I told my units it was perfectly okay if they went for low blows and, like, they try to hit below the belt. Anything to gain, like, a slight advantage, I'm okay with. This is war. I don't think there's actually rules inside the confines of stabbing each other with pokey objects. Down goes the enemy right there. We'll go ahead and deploy right there because it looks like where they're going to land. We do have shields on this side. I am going to double up right here just in case they try to run the blockade. Every now and again they kind of sneak through. But we can always rapid fire adapt these guys to another position if it ends up being the case that we have to do that. Okay, nice little fight right there. Go ahead and pull them ashore on this side. And then that looks like it's coming over to here. We'll get in between them and the houses real fast. We gotta defend our landscaping tools, man. We've got to make sure that we maintain the rights to a well-edged lawn. Just because we're at war doesn't mean that we're giving up on all sense of decorum. I was gonna say, you guys can stab him at any point right there. At any juncture, it's perfectly fine if you stab that guy. I'm not gonna be mad at you. All right, 4 more bucks have been added to the old Bucky pile. I think we have enough to upgrade. I think. Yeah, Oscar can upgrade. So we can either get more heavy infantry or we can get pikemen. Pikemen are really good for holding positions, but they're terrible if they have to move. So basically they get a fat bonus to their defense and their offense so long as they're stationary. But the moment that you move them, they just become victims. And so you got to kind of watch out with pikemen. They're also pretty weak to archers. We could go with archers right now. I'd be okay with picking up some archers. But maybe we'll wait till we get another commander before we go in on archers. We'll go with pikemen for the moment. We're going to go ahead and bypass our turn. It looks like the next line is going to come up to here, so I'm okay with that. There are no more. Yeah, I don't really want to go over there. I was just kind of clicking things randomly, as I tend to do. Very, very easy defense on this side. We're just going to deploy right now. The commander that exists on this island is available to aid us right this second, regardless of what we do. So I'm going to go ahead and put my pikemen out over here. The only reason that we're going to deploy any of our infantry outside this defensive line is if they have archers. But I don't think they have archers just yet. If you need time to think, at any time, you're more than welcome to hold down the space bar, and it will put the game into slow motion. Oh, I didn't check back there for a house. That was almost like a tactical problem. Somebody almost had their property values impugned by the unrighteous Viking hordes. There you go, boys. Go ahead and get them. There you go. Very nice, very nice. Now, one thing you need to be aware of is if at any time any of these units are fully depleted, what you will find is that that commander is dead, and you are just out that commander. We'll go ahead and rotate everybody back on in. We had to sprint out and go get those archers real fast before they caused any real mayhem. You guys want to slide in right there, I'm not against it. Final wave's already coming on in. Very rapid fire game, but it does have some depth to it. Like, there are decisions to be made when it comes to kind of the roguelite upgrades and whatnot that you go for. The final wave appears to be just a bunch of swordsmen that have no shields or anything else, so I feel like we're going to be perfectly justified in maintaining our high position right here where the enemy can't strike at us. Very nice. Okay, perfect. I do love the pastels and kind of Easter-like colors they selected for this game. It actually makes like a really, really good, I guess, juxtaposition between the blood splashes and like the murder and everything else that's going on. Richard is apparently good at giving speeches. Let's go see what that means. All right, so he's got rousing speeches. That means that he replenishes faster. I haven't talked about replenishment yet, but if you've got units that have lost like lives, basically, you can put them into the houses that are on the map in order to replenish their numbers and basically press gang people into service or whatever. I want to go to Swoon Scary next, and then I want to go pick up that item over there, I think. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the next turn and what we've got going on. It looks like we've got 2 expansions before we have an issue. So we should be able to get this place, and this place, I think. Okay. Deploy all of our forces. This is a wide beachhead that we've got to defend, but this should be a moneymaker of a map if we can pull it off. Let's go ahead and see where the enemy's going to be landing at. What you got for me, Vikings? Bring out your biggest dudes, your strongest stuff. I fear no Viking. I'm ready for war. We'll go ahead and line up over here in battle formation, ready to meet them. Just like that, down they go, slaughtered on the beach. We'll go ahead and put our spearmen over here because there's nowhere for them to go, so this is a safe defensive point. Oh, they have archers. Run. Okay, we'll put shield guys over here. I didn't realize those were archers. There we go. As you can see, they negate all damage from arrows. Like, it's very, very rare for an archer to kill an infantryman with a shield. This landing craft appears to be coming down right here. That one appears to be coming down right there. We'll kind of have these guys adaptive in the middle so that I can move them where they need to be. Let's go ahead and block them. I think they're going to try to run to the right there. And that's exactly what they tried to do. You guys chase them down. Good, the slaughter is done. We'll come over to this side and we'll get you guys all nice and in place. We haven't got to the final wave yet, but it should be coming soon. Oh, they ran past us. Unfortunate. Okay, let's get everybody on the beaches. This house took a little bit of a scuffing. I would like for you guys to replenish real fast. Hey, replenish, sir. Big old nasty boy brawl right there, but we managed to pull it off, so we're alive. And we get this huge paycheck right here. Very nice. 8 gold gathered. That was a nastier fight. I wasn't expecting him to come in such large numbers. All right. So that's done. We can end our turn. We've got another commander right over here. Rickard, congratulations. You're the head of our archery corps now. And we'll try to take them up to veteran archers pretty soon. Yeah, that feels all right to me. So we're going to grab Skavoy first, and then we're going to go down and get the other place. I'm going to try to keep the archers on high ground as much as possible. But if I see opportunities to whittle down the enemy from various angles, I'll probably go for it. The same rules that apply to us apply to the enemy. So if they have shields, our archers are going to do a very poor job at dealing with that. We'll get our shields down here so that they can stop off this little skiff. Hey, got him with the archers right there. Very nice. Okay, so we've got a few more archers coming from this side, so we're going to want our archers to be right there and our shield guys to be right there to absorb fire. There we go. Nice, easy set of kills. I don't know if they need to replenish right now. I think they'll be okay. And we've got a set of swordsmen coming down this way. But they have no shields, so I'm going to go ahead and put the archers on the beach. There we go. Get a couple of them right there. Perfect. Like, even if you can whittle their numbers down by like 50%, it really does matter in terms of the efficacy of like a long-term engagement. Like, killing a couple of them probably saves a couple of your guys, which then buys you time when it comes to replenishment and having to go get new units, so I'll always take it. There we go, 2 of them down right there. Absolute slaughter on the beach. We're going to drag these guys back. We'll redeploy ever so slightly right there. And this should be it. They actually tried to come in with the big boats on this one, hoping that a large influx of soldiers would manage. Luckily, it did not. Ooh, we got one of my swordsmen right there. Goodbye, little shieldy boy. Your defensive beans on toast for breakfast is laudable. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the sacrifices you have made for beans on toast. All right. We'll end the turn right there. Unfortunately, this is just too isolated over here. We can run some upgrades. I'm going to go with upgraded archers because I never do that. And so I'd like to play around with it now that I'm on video. And there is a third tier right here where they become elite archers. So their rate of fire should have gone up, and then their damage should have gone up as well. I should probably invest in some of these like abilities and whatnot, but just haven't gotten around to it yet. All right, let's see what goodies await us on the Isle of Bardsey. That's an amazing spot for archers right there. That's just positively fantastic. Okay, so we got archers coming in. Let's go ahead and get shieldy boys on the beach. No hits from our archers just yet. A little bit of hittage right there. We'll go ahead and move them up. We got swordsmen coming in from this side. We got swordsmen coming in from that side. Swordsmen on my left, swordsmen on my right. And when they get here, we gonna have a Viking fight. All right, they're down. We'll go ahead and reallocate these guys over to this corner. They pushed them into the corner right there, which is great. I'm going to need you guys to redeploy right there to that ridge. Put a little bit of smoke on them. Give them a little bit of the old heat. I think you do get an accuracy bonus for having a height advantage, because I have noticed that they kill a lot more stuff when they're at like a higher altitude than the enemy is. And we'll go ahead and move them over to here. Unfortunately, that's a double batch of archers, and we don't really have a whole lot of ways to deal with a double batch of archers. So hopefully they'll kill a full boat of archers before they get here. Not too bad, not too bad. I'll take it. Final wave is incoming. Looks like it's just one big boat from that westerly side. So we'll get everybody into a nice, sweet position. Start hitting them for some damage out here. Yeah, there's a kill. Score a couple more for me, would you, baby? There we go. I want them nice and weakened by the time they get ashore. Ooh, you got all 3 of them. Okay, all right. Maybe give them some hope. Otherwise, they're going to stop invading, and I'm going to stop being able to loot. A Warhammer. All right, so we'll see what the Warhammer does for our character. I assume we're probably going to allocate that to the commander of the swordsman. We should have lots of time to play with over here, though. So I'm thinking we grab this, we get the 4th commander, we come all the way up, and then we get to that central position right there. It's Scraggle Rock. Okay. Oh, there's actually a bunch of banners over here. So we definitely want to pick up all these commanders because then we can do multiple deployments per day, and we can really start raking in the resources so that when, like, the difficulty of the game starts to ramp up and get nastier, we will be well prepared for that. We'll do Nolsoy next. Oh, I forgot to put the Warhammer on somebody. Exit to map real fast. That doesn't cost me time, does it? Okay, good. So with these guys over here, we have the Warhammer, a heavy hammer that is used for clearing large groups of foes. Yeah, sounds like the plan to me, and it looks like it's got a special ability attached to it, so we can also level up the Warhammer along the way. Lots and lots of things that we can spend some cash on. I assume that that's going to allow them to get kind of like a cleaving effect. Wow, this is a moneymaker of an island. I'm a little bit worried about being able to properly defend it since all the areas are so wide and away from one another, but we're about to get some mad ducats out here. Ducats that are quite angry if we can pull this off. Oh, no, never mind. Hold on. You guys get back over here. You guys get over here. You guys get down there. Yeah, I was going to say, they got archers. Very nice. A little worried for that house on the right. We're not landing any hits right now. That's a bummer. Yeah, that turned into a scrum right there. All right, so these guys are obviously going to try to land maybe on this corner. Let's go ahead and get the pikemen down here. Scoot you guys ever so slightly. And then we'll keep the swordsmen in reserve just in case we need them to just, like, adapt to any problems that come up. Oh, never mind. Okay, swordsmen have to be over here. Couple of good kills right there. Got them whittled down by about half. That's good. That's good. All right. You guys are going to hold this beach right here. Couple of kills on that side. You guys range about. Okay, you guys replenish, go back up to the big house. These guys have shields, so unfortunately not going to be much help over here. These guys are a little bit depleted. You guys got to chase them down. They're trying to run through our lines right here. I'd like to get my pikemen back, but it doesn't seem to be going that way. There we go. Get the pikemen down here. Get the pikemen down here. These guys need to replenish too, but I don't think we're going to have the gap or the opening to do it. That was very, very risky, that replenishment that I just did. You guys chase them down, please. Don't let them run past your lines. And there's the paycheck right there. The coffers hath been filled. Good stuff. Okay, so I say we go down to Gweltog and we get the new commander, and we decide what we want to do with them. Okay. These guys right here can go up to advanced infantry, which I think is a superb idea. Because they've been bearing the brunt of most of the conflict thus far. We are very far ahead of the curve right now, which is great. So let's go grab this other commander over here, and we'll go get the 5th commander that's up above. Dude, this guy right here looks like he just pooped his pants. Like, he looked like he went to war, and, like, he thought it was going to be a squeaker, but then there was a little bit of extra, like, density to it. And he's like, oh, no. And so now he's on the battlefield, and he done pooped his quaff, man. Never a good look when you poop your mail. History has taught us that the guy that poops his mail doesn't last very long in combat. All right, my boys. Get on out here and let's give them what for. This should be a solid money-making island, too, if we can pull it off. At least enough for us to get them up to Tier 2 and get another line of shields. Okay, everybody's dead. Looks like these guys are coming into land over here, so go ahead and follow through this tunnel. This game is absolutely honeycombed with little secret paths and things that you can put your soldiers on. Go ahead and help the pikemen out. I worry about the pikemen because, like, if they fail to kill anybody, they just get ran past. There you go, and they're all dead before they even made it to shore. Pikemen are crushed right now. There will be no XP for Christmas this year. I do sometimes hate the way that they just, like, run past your lines. Like, they just flatly, like, ignore combat and run straight for the objective. It can be a little obnoxious from time to time. Don't run past my lines, bro. I've carefully set up. Are these all archers? Oh, they are. Okay, get back then. Let the shieldy boys handle this problem over here. Shieldy boys are better equipped to run down these issues. There we go. A couple of archers over there, which sort of means that I can't place people where I want them to be placed. But we can rush in the after of the fighting. Once the archers are down to sort of like sweep and clear. Oh, that's not great. That's really not ideal. Have you guys thought about maybe shooting that guy with an arrow? Yeah, there you go. Crazy idea, I know, using an arrow to shoot a guy. But, like, I love these little color-coded tiles that tell you what unit is going where. That's such a nice little touch for, like, organizational purposes. Absolutely adore it. All right, you guys get over here. We're going to have to, like, move a little bit. Did we win? Oh, they've only got like one guy left, dude. I was a little bit worried the commander was going to go down right there. I was like, oh no, dude. Oh no. We just got this new commander and I can't get him killed off this early. That's embarrassing. It's not a good look. Apparently he's a collector. I wonder if he affects like the amount of money that we're going to drag in from external sources. Let's go ahead and look at Eldred here. We got to figure out the best way to collect all these. We got to get all these commanders. All of them. Half-price items. Oh. That's pretty cool. I'll take that. I think we could use another grouping of shieldy boys. That's what I'm looking at. But my name is Splattercat. This is Bad North. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This game is absolutely fantastic. I can think of very few complaints about it. If you're looking for a roguelite that allows you to engage the tactical medieval side of your brain, this is a really good game. From the aesthetic design to the sound effects to the palette that they use just for the color arrangement, from the mechanics, it's a really good game, and I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. My name is Splattercat. I sift through the pile to find what's worthwhile in the world of indie games every single day so you don't have to. Today up on the chopping block, we had Bad North. Tomorrow we will likely have something else. Thank you for hanging out, and don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll be back tomorrow with something hot and spicy up off the indie skillet. Bye, everybody.